Hi, I'm Skatonic and we're back. And I still don't want to put on the damn mask. But he said something about feeling, oh, there'll be relief and I'll wear the mask and all of that. And my choice to pick violence ended up in this mess, so we'll go with what the main character wants. Can we clean the spit out of it though? I reached out. My hand wasn't shaking anymore. Semyon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. The fur felt warm to the touch, just like I expected. I got goosebumps. Electricity flowed through my spine. This is it. My salvation. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious, just put it on and nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses. I got rid of the nasty spit on the paper mache, thank God. There was movement inside of the bunny face. What? As if something was trying to break out. And I needed to help it. Is this gonna be like the mask kind of thing? Like, you put it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it towards my flaming cheeks. Just like in that movie with Jim Carrey. Exactly. The mask had power. The mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull, my nose, took the shape of my face. It smelled like an animal lair and pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy material. My armor. Strangely enough, through the slits of the old carnival mask I was able to see as good as through my glasses. A trio of boys frozen in the clearing. Snowflakes frozen in the air. The trees whose shadows formed black streams towards me. And a weird silhouette in the eerie twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Semyon nervously whispered, "Hey guys, what's up with him?" I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible plumes of fog flew towards me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the force power with every pore of my body, and that is a sound of responsibility, and we will ignore it. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling. He's turning. You asked for this. I made a step forward. Semyon carefully stepped towards me as if he was walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless, alluring, it was beckoning me away from all the problems to the new wonderful world, the world of magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat, and threw it into the snow with a fast motion, then growled. I felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Semyon. He's turning. Fuck. Turning into a The clearing blew up in hysteric laughter. Piasha was clutching his stomach. Roma smirked, shaking his head. And Semyon, who was laughing the most of the three, spat on his knuckles and waved his fist like a club. You're such a moron, Tosha. A fist collided with my mask. The fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There was no power, no magic smoke coming from the pines. I flew towards the bushes and landed on my butt. To my horror, Polina, pale in the face, stood behind the back of the jeering trio. She looked at me with a mix of surprise and bewilderment, and maybe even disappointment. What else did I expect? That I will turn into a superhero and save her after putting on a piece of old carton on my stupid face? I don't know! You wanted to wear it! My vision, bolstered by adrenaline a moment before, returned to normal. Polina's nervous face became blurry again. Now that was something. I thought he'd get on all fours and tear us to bits. Like a carrot. Yo, did you see that? Did you? Does this count as him hopping? This was even better. I sobbed. The mask had one advantage. If I cried now, nobody would see my tears. What a loony. You belong in a loony house. For animals. Semyon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glasses out of my numbed fingers. Give it back. Give it back, idiot. Give me my glasses back. I won't make it home. Bullshit. Haven't you heard that bunnies have good sense of smell? So don't worry, just use it. Hippity hop, hippity hop. Semyon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin. Besides, bunnies don't wear glasses. Now scram. I stood up, still wobbly. The trees became a blurry dark wall. 4 bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eye sockets and mouths, but it looked to me like there was more of them than it should be. Polina. I felt around aimlessly. One of the figures was about to rush towards me, but it was stopped by another. Don't worry, Big Ears. Oops. You know there are a lot of shady types snooping around here and all, right, Polina? She didn't reply, just stepped back towards the bushes. I was overflowing with despair. I turned to the forest. Semyon's boot came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickening my shameful retreat. Hippity hop, hippity hop. I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite. That's great. And then zigzagged through the fire break alone in a giant snow-laden world. The trunks around me bent in all directions, their treetops disappeared into the darkness above me. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry by now. Only sadness and longing were left, a desire to bury myself under the snow or leave for the Neverland, joining Vova and Senya. I didn't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here. Somewhere very far away. Oh boy. Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them? CIA. How can you be so careless? Do you think I own a money printing press? Yeah, right. You'll be wearing your old glasses until next year. Worst fucking parent ever. Olya rushed to me. I saw a fox! Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. A cup clattered into many little pieces with a loud bang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this? But it's true. She was so fluffy. She stood on her back legs near the edge, just like a person. The fox called my name, but then Mom came and she fled. There was no fox. Stop making things up. Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made out of cloth. What's wrong, Tosha? Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated. Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined Alyssa, liberated, carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands. It wasn't a real fox. Tell him, Olya. She stood on 2 legs and she wore a dress. And she was real. See? Mom showed us a tired smile as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. But then I was left alone with my sister. I whispered, if you see her again, run. Honestly, if I showed up like after school without my glasses, my parents would, okay, first they'll yell and then they'll be like, how did you lose it? And then you have a chance to tell them. And they can feel real shitty when they find out that someone took it from you. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad, please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening like usual. I had already finished the hard part. This was only my art homework left, my favorite subject. Can I do other things? No, no other things. Oh, whoa, what was that? Draw. Is a dinosaur. I need to draw some sort of magic beast. A dinosaur? I wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reached towards the orange paint all by itself. Oh, are we doing trippy things now? I guess we can have an orange dinosaur. One stroke after another, the picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow-white sheet. She stood on her back legs and wore a sly smile. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. I mean, they have eyes. You could put eyes. carnivorous, fake, like the smiles of women from adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city. I don't think our guy is handling his first disappointment very well. An alluring smile that masked deep-seated malice, and the fox's eyes turned out red as if bloodshot. They looked more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember drawing them this way. I moved away from the table and the lamp's light reflected on the wet paint. The drawing was glossy. I felt like the fox was watching me, waiting. Oh my... Are you deaf? I was just thinking. I'll ask you again, have you seen your sister? She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed and I froze. Olya's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips. Olya, I can see you. Get out of there. You're covered in dust. Olya crawled from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking down. Let's go. I'll read you a fairy tale. Keep you company until you fall asleep. I want to sleep with you, not in that room. It's... Mom entered the room. What? The owl again? And what do you think? Olya, it won't come anymore. I chased it away. Olya shook her head in defiance. You didn't. And it will come. It said it'll come every night. Oh, it talks now. Olya ignored the question and then asked with a newfound determination. Can I sleep with you? Please. This will be the last time. Why don't you let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olya shook her head again. No, I don't want your room. It watches you too. I felt goosebumps all over my body. Yo, why didn't you tell me they was looking at me before? Enough. There's no owl. You're sleeping in your own room tonight. Got it? Mom, please. Please. Mom took Olya's hand and tried to lead her out of my room. Let's go, sweetie. Don't bother your brother. Olya clutched the bed sheets with her free hand. Please, please, please. I don't want to go to it. Mom was tugging Olya towards herself, but she didn't budge. Only the bed's head squeaked in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olya up and carrying her out of the room, despite her desperate protests and pleas. I've listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while. In the end, my parents gave up and let Olya sleep with them. But it was surely the last time, ever. When everybody settled down, I was lying in my room thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down only after closing the curtains in my room shut. But as soon as I closed my eyes, memories of my day started jumping around in front of me. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here, the faces of dead classical writers on the portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. Fuck. And around that corner was her daughter, Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me. Hey, transfer student, transfer student. What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying while hiding her hands behind her back and then asked me with a fake smile on her face. Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Polina, but Katya will sell it on the market for free for 3 kopeikas? It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Vova's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart. It's all because of my parents. Dad has a new job here and my mom. But Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed towards the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling. Yeah, right. He takes us all for fools. I've heard it's all because of his father. He crossed the board of some big shot and now their family is hiding in our remote little village. That's not true. You're lying. And did you hear? Did you hear how Barburin beat him up? And all he could do was look all pathetic and take it. Stop it. You know he wasn't alone. And if that wasn't enough, there's rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes. Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls? I see. Our Antoshka must be truly special. Maybe he's an autist, but what if... What is that? He's a serial killer. Wow. This is what we're jumping to? I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough, or something even worse. You got to be like the character from Dead by Daylight that wears a bunny mask and has an axe. He's annoying. Yes, yes, yes. Shut up. Look at him scream as if something bit him. His pupils, look at how wide they are. I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again. I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? I've been wondering about that. I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in. Yes, that's right. He's insane as his little sister. Can you imagine that she says a human-sized owl visits her every night? But not a single healthy person has seen it, and this simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that? And then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd. How can it be, Anton? She's not nice! Are you unwell? Polina, please listen to me. Yeah, right. Don't listen to this liar. Oh. Polinochka? He's probably never even been to Moscow. This loser can't even stand up for himself, and he won't be able to defend you if it comes down to it. He'll run away to protect his own skin. Weakling. Polina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya. Get your paws off her, you monster. Rage was building up under the veil of my anger. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip creep up, showing my teeth. The fact that your father beat your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. He went nuts. Nuts. Help, help. Petrov went completely insane. At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring and growing. The subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot upwards towards the ceiling, turned into giant black forests chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer, written trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell. So you finally shown your animal nature. Coward. Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Anton, why? No. Why did you do this to me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears. He is just an animal, an outsider. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them. Anton, Anton, please, wake up. I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently, I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton, please, wake up, wake up. I took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl, please, I'm scared. Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olya. Want me to read more Silka for you? I placed my bare heels on the cold floor, felt around for my glasses, remembered Semyon his underhanded act, and sighed. Anton, please, please. Look. She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand, the lamp poured bright light all over me. He has bad eyesight. And it's dark. And I know when it's dark and I have bad eyesight. You see, like, oh, this looks like a person, but it's actually like a pile of clothes. So how does he know that's his sister? I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer only to push it farther the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. That's way too tall to be your sister. That is way too fucking tall. Your sister is short. She's like this tall. What is that? It's moving. I took a hesitant step forward. Olya, what's there? What happened? Do you want me to open the curtains? No. No, please don't. The owl is there. The voice was coming from behind. I turned and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway. Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with her eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulder. Her voice was nervous as if she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you. To someone who pretended to be you. Oh! I'm sorry. The ledge outside my window creaked ominously as if something huge was sitting on top of it. Don't open it! And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, grew to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Anton? Please, come closer. Come here. The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtain got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare. A hallucination brought upon by the cursed house, and those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. It came to get us. Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this terror. The sound was sharp, metallic. Metallic? The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lighted the hole and went out like a candle under a strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. Oh, great. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressing herself into my back, seeking protection. And then an eye, burning with carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. Ayya. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss. She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton? Anton? Come closer. Fuck no. I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell her, Anton. Tell it that it won't be a bad girl anymore. Never ever. I just wanted to leave. Please. The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stringy lump that was stuck in my throat. Ah! I stepped towards the curtains and tranced by the call of this disfigured guest. No! Olya was standing behind me, mumbling, I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good. The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fears in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from my parents' bedroom. Oh, thank God! Without thinking, I pulled the curtains to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge, almost among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones that Semyon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that all really bring them here? There are little footprints with the... I looked at the front yard, at the foreboding clearing and the toothy forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our late-night guest. Only the old lamppost dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape and the strips of glued newspaper. I opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its little needles. The painting of my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glasses, sure they would melt in my hands. But they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Samuel and his gang just pulled a prank on me, that's it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was there close to the house to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. but there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing. Why aren't you in bed? Ma'am, did you hear all that screaming? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out of the window. Are you out of your mind? Did it feel hot in here? Do you want to catch a cold? The owl was here. Tosha chased it away. Go to your room immediately and get in your bed. And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Ollie by the shoulder, and left, throwing gloomy words my way. We'll talk tomorrow. What the fuck did he do? Excuse me? I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressing the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. Is that, like, in front of the window or in front of a mirror? Please say it's in front of a mirror, because I don't want... I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask. Just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. What? And it wasn't Vova. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Semyon. But Burns' photo was printed out and placed under the glass, like an exhibition piece. What? What? You went missing? Okay, that's something I didn't expect to happen. He went missing? God damn. Okay. Okay, just in time too, because then I can cut it here. Or I could cut the episode here and then continue like right at the start of episode 3. Nice. I wasn't sure what I was expecting from the mask thing. I kind of feel silly that I expected something to happen. But still has like that supernatural thing with the owl and the fact that the glasses were there, the kid went missing, so it's still going on like a supernatural track, I think. I do wonder about why this kid is medicated, like what he's medicated for. And I wonder if like the dream, because the dream obviously is like things that he knows, right? That's why you dream certain things. So is the dad beating the mom? I figured like they were having issues because, you know, money issues is always really bad to have in relationships, and they're just kind of fighting about that. But I mean, you can fight and break shit, which is something that, you know, happens from his point of view, at least, because he was talking about it. But I don't think he ever mentioned his dad hitting his mom, so that's kind of messed up. I don't know. I still like it a lot. Just wondering where all of this is going. But yeah, that's it for now. Next episode will be out whenever you get the notification that it's out, if you subscribe. And I mean, if you like the games I play, I've got a couple of other playlists full of games that you can watch. Some of them are similar to this, some of them are very different. So if you want, you can give that a look. And until next time, bye bye.